Our first guest started off singing professionally at 13 years old. She went on to sell over 40 million records worldwide. Her new album, Spitfire, is filled with candid songs about her highly publicized love life. It's being called the best and most honest album she's ever done. Please welcome for the first time to our show, a real-life hot topic, two-time Grammy Award winner LeAnn Rimes. I love your coloring.
Thanks.
Your hair, your skin.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
You look great. You want some shoe cam? I love. No, keep your feet down here. There's
okay, hold on. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh, there we go.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We've been talking about you on Hot Topics since forever.
I noticed.
Tell your mother I said how you doing.
I will.
I know she watches and she also informs you.
Yes.
And congratulations also on your new album, Spitfire.
Thank you.
Critics are saying it's the best ever.
I'm so happy about it, honestly. It's kind of feel misunderstood and misrepresented for 4.5 years. It feels nice for people to start kind of getting it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've just been approaching it from such a, I think I wrote this from such a human perspective, not LeAnn Rimes the singer, but just LeAnn the human being. So it's, you know, people are kind of meeting me on that level, which is nice.
Well, along with the album revealing a lot about your love life, she poured her heart into it. But the idea that you were supporting this album by coming and sitting on the couch and talking, because we love music that tells stories.
Scared?
But it's,
I'm not scared. Come on now.
I love it. Well, you know,
I'm like, where's your jumping off point?
Exactly.
I would really like to know.
Well, I have to say, you know, and I'm listening with an open mind. Your husband, Eddie, you two met 4.5 years ago on the set of the Lifetime movie Northern Lights. And we all know this story. We know the movie. And that's where you fell in love.
Yeah.
What was it about Eddie that made you just want to take a chance on love? Because you were married at the time, and he was married with 2 children.
It is so complicated. We do not have enough time for that. It's a whole story. But there's so many things about him that are amazing. When we first met, it was kind of awkward. Like the first week working together, it wasn't like, I mean, I thought he was gorgeous, obviously, but it wasn't anything really about that. We started talking, and he is incredibly smart. And the dimples are awesome, but it was his hands. I mean, it's funny, everybody's like, the dimples. I'm like, I love his hands. And my dad's like a big, strong guy,
yes.
and it was something attractive about that. But more so we had really good conversation.
Do you realize that you look like you belong together? It's all in the eyes.
Yeah, we're gonna have if we have a child, they won't be able to see.
Yeah, your child's eyes are gonna be very squinty. So, how do you trust him? And how does he trust you?
Well, I would let him answer that question if he was here. But for me, you know what? It's actually really interesting because I think people think we wouldn't have that with each other. But maybe because of the way we got together and how honest we've had to be, he's always been very open and honest with me about his past or anything that's gone on. And I do. I truly, truly do. I've never actually had this kind of trust with anyone. And, you know, we're all human beings. We're all going to make mistakes at the end of the day. But I think we both really respect and appreciate one another. And I think once you lose that respect is when you start to lose the trust. But we have that respect. And that's really important in a relationship.
On the set of Northern Lights, in Brandy's book, Brandy Glanville's book, she wrote a little passage about how she first found out about the affair. You'll remember we talked about it on Hot Topics. On the set of Northern Lights, she recounts that you had spilled a little something on your shirt.
On my drunkest day, I would have never done that in my entire life. Let's just put that out there that's a complete lie.
Let me just finish the rest, okay?
No.
So she says she walked in and he was standing there looking at this thing on her shirt, and you said, according to her book, do you want to lick it off? And neither one of them realized that Brandy was standing right there.
That's never happened.
So that didn't happen.
That never happened in a million years.
How did your husband find out about the affair?
And by the way, she was saying that both, I think what the recount of that was that both my husband and her were there, and it was actually at a party for the rap show, the end of the movie. So that would have never happened in front of God and anybody.
How did you handle telling your husband, or did he find out sloppily that you and Eddie were having the affair? Your husband at the time.
Actually, everybody that was here that day is actually here backstage. When I found out that was coming out, I called him immediately and told him. There was no like, called my mom. I called everybody who was important to me, and this is what's happening. And there was no hiding it. I was honest.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
How
coming out.
old are you now, kiddo?
I'm 30. I'll
30.
be 31 in August.
Yeah.
So I actually like saying my age. I'm not so bad.
No. You know why? Because you just mentioned your mother, and I had always read that you were emancipated from your parents at a very, very young age. Is there truth to that?
No, actually, I was never really emancipated from them. My dad and I went through a lawsuit with my dad and my record label when I was 15 for about 3.5 years.
Was your dad your manager or something?
He was, yeah, and we went through some tough times. God, I've been through ups and downs for the last 20 years in front of everyone's eyes.
Was it missing money?
You know what? I don't even want to go into it because there's no reason. It's so long ago,
it's
and
over.
You know what? It's over. It really, honestly, for me, what I realized as I've grown up is that was about wanting my father back. You know, I wanted my dad. I didn't want a business partner. I had plenty of those, and I wanted my father, and I have that now, which is amazing. We just,
your mother and father.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I love my father. I love my family, and it's nice.
Do they love Eddie? Did they ever try to talk you down?
Oh no, they really. It was hard, you know, to go through this so publicly, and they had to kind of grasp it and understand it. And when they saw us together, everybody kind of went, "Oh, got it." So it's nice to have that. He's an only child, also, so am I, and so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so our families were really, you know.
Yeah.
To see he's so close with his parents, it actually kind of brought me even closer to mine. And we have our parents are like best friends.
Do you ever pick up his boys at school?
Yeah.
Because teachers sometimes you can be so judgmental. Sometimes.
Do
they look at you
nice.
crazy? They're nice.
The teachers are awesome. They have fantastic teachers. They've always been so sweet to me. Honestly, you guys rock, by the way, if you know that. They really are. They're fantastic. And people can be very judgmental, so it is a little hard to like go to school plays and whatever it is. But I just look, I'm the stepmom. We're married, and as any other stepmom, I know that it's so hard to read and kind of sift through what you see, but I have the right as any other stepmom to love my stepsons the way I love them, and they're fantastic. So.
You know, I was dying to have this conversation with you, and I told myself, because we can all be very judgmental, and particularly, if you're married, if you're the wife, then, you look at this situation with judgment eyeballs. But I'm sitting here with an open mind, and I'm listening to you, and I guess, if you're happy. Now, you checked yourself into rehab back in August.
What was I guess? No, look, I've never backed away from any of my mistakes. I've completely admitted those, but we are happy, and there's a great love there. There's a great respect, and that's a good thing. So.
Yeah. What about the rehab?
Yeah.
Because we've all seen the pictures of really thin.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've gained some weight, but that's nice. I mean,
you look terrific.
I know I was small, but it wasn't. Thank you, by the way. No, I can 100% honestly say I've never had a problem with eating, trust me. It was just stress. I mean, I was really going through, when I honestly say anxiety and stress, and depression, that's what I was going through, and it was just my body's way of just like dealing with it.
So you went
someplace. So I'm happy now, obviously.
Yeah. All right, listen. Don't go anywhere. We've got more juicy chat with LeAnn next. Keep it here. We're back, and we are still chatting with LeAnn Rimes. She's going to perform a new song from her new album, Spitfire, a little bit later on in the show. I know. So, LeAnn, so the music is back. You sold over 40 million albums worldwide, but you haven't made music in a while. A lot of the country community, I was reading, has turned on you based on your actions with Eddie and this whole messiness. Reading. That's why I'm glad that you're here. What's your standing with the country music community?
As far as the industry, I feel like I actually have this whole new relationship with them. You start at 13, you go through like everything, in front of everyone's eyes in the last almost 20 years, and I have this whole new found like respect and relationship with them that's pretty amazing. I've never had an album received like this, and I've never, ever. And
it's terrific.
Yeah, and I'm very humbled by the fact that people are getting it.
Were you at the CMTs, the country music?
I was not. I was promoting the record and doing other stuff. But yeah, no, everybody's been super Cool. I mean, my life has been one big country song, I guess.
Well, I have to tell you, I was telling her during the commercial break, it is a very big deal for somebody who's such a hot topic to actually sit. And she's done her rounds with these interviews, and I got to give you credit for this.
Well, if you're gonna, I mean, thank you. If you're gonna talk about me, I'd actually like to be here for it.
Exactly.
So we can talk about it.
It's perfect. So now, what your relationship regarding Brandy Glanville? Brandy's also a friend to the show, but I have to say, Brandy talks mess and you talk mess. One of you, has to be big enough to stop. Will you ever just leave it alone? Because there's
I would love that, but I don't want to use it. I mean, even though I approach this topic on this record, I approach it at no one else's expense but mine. This is from my point of view, my feelings, and I'm not pointing out names and pointing fingers and not taking, my side of the blame. But I don't feel like, I feel like sometimes it's used on the other side, maybe a little bit for a career. And so therefore, until that storyline stops, I don't think it will stop.
But that is her career. She's on reality TV, so that she's giving us what we expect from reality TV. But
but doesn't she have a whole show to do that with?
Yeah,
like girls, women, whatever it is.
Do you realize that if you ignore your haters, eventually they will just go away?
Because, girl, I have done that.
Well, what about Eddie? I mean, Eddie is the guy in the middle. It would seem to me that he would be able to help the two of you forge some sort of...
Right, but I mean, both people have to want to change, and so you can't change someone else unless they actually want it, or are willing to listen to it, and co-parent. I mean, I don't know. It's a really weird thing that has to be lived out in public that I wish didn't have to be, because I think if it was a little bit more private, it would be a lot easier for everyone, especially the kids, to actually be able to co-parent.
As the kids get older, it's really going to affect them in horrible ways. Do you want children with Eddie?
I mean, we talk about it all the time. We have, his two kids, we have them half the time, so we do have our hands full with our jobs, but I think we'll carve out time for that. I mean, our friends have little girls. They just had little girls. Eddie's walking around when they bring him over, this little girl. I'm like, oh.
Are you and Eddie going to do the sitcom that we were talking about on Hot Topics, loosely based on you all's life?
We are in the works talking about it. It was kind of jumped the gun a little bit on saying we're doing it, but I've
Do you know what I said I would love to say? I would love to see you join Housewives of Beverly Hills. And just get it in.
What are you smoking today? I just want to know what you're smoking today.
Would you do reality TV?
Well, it depends on what kind of reality you're talking about. If you're talking about
the reality we read about in the magazines.
Only if I can actually take it and make it funnier and make it crazier, because that's when I have fun with it. Everyone laughs with us, at us, whatever you want to say. We do too. No one gets to see it. If everyone's saying I'm walking around in a bikini 24/7, why don't I just do it? I mean, and that's the kind of fun I want to have. If we're going to do it, let's make it crazy and over the top and based around our lives, but fun.
If you don't mind, we're gonna continue to follow your entire life on Hot Topics.
I don't doubt that. That's fine. Thank you.
You're a special woman for coming to the show and sitting on the couch.
Thank you.
And she's not going anyplace, everybody, because LeAnn is gonna stick around and she's gonna sing a song from her new album, Spitfire.